Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Epictetus. In the last video, we saw the hermit. He asked us to withdraw and reflect so that we could integrate and take those lessons and later apply them to the journey. Now, the Wheel of Fortune challenges us in a new way. To be the calm center when life picks up all around us. If the hermit represents pausing and going within, the Wheel of Fortune represents an emergence, a pivot, a transformation, a date with destiny. The Wheel of Fortune carries the lessons of the hermit and brings them forward to apply as things start picking up in the outer world. Our heroine is now halfway through the journey through the archetypes. She is now in Act 2. It's the descent, where she encounters challenges, shadows, and transformation. She now encounters the scene of the Wheel of Fortune. From the dark, spacious scene of the forest at night where the hermit resided, she now comes back into the light. In the scene of the Wheel of Fortune, she discovers the elements of air, earth, fire, and water. As she regards these elements, she understands that she needs to build a wheel. She takes these elements and she channels the magician to become the alchemist. She'll take all those elements and begin constructing a wheel, symbolic that there's an understanding of how life isn't exactly in our control. Sure, she can control the wheel's creation. She can control how she responds to life. She can control her expression. She can control where she places her attention. She can control how she expresses what she's learned. But outside of that, life organizes beyond her control. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the Wheel of Fortune is card number 10. It's the first double-digit card in the major arcana. 10 is associated with cycle completion, associated with, also, new beginnings. Numerologically, it reduces to 1, the card of the magician. It also links to the sun. The sun is number 19, 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 1 plus 0 is 1. That also comes back to the magician. So, we set our intentions with the magician. Then we begin to transform with the Wheel of Fortune. And the result of all that work, we can experience that joy with the Sun card. The journey so far has balanced outer experiences and inner growth. With the Wheel of Fortune, however, the focus shifts to how we respond to the changes in our lives. With the Wheel of Fortune, the journey pivots to become more spiritual and more internal. It's meant to test our inner resolve and present the very lessons that will help us to evolve into higher and higher versions of ourselves. The Wheel of Fortune can bring good fortune, good luck. That's actually a simplistic interpretation. It's a card that reminds you that you're on a path of destiny. Destiny, and whatever that may bring. You see, it's not about controlling the future, but it's about controlling our actions and reactions. Beyond that, there are forces outside of our control. The idea is to roll with it, surrender to our fate. That is the lesson. On the Rider-Waite-Smith card, it is associated with Jupiter and the great cycles of fate, movement, and expansion. Around the wheel are 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. These each are associated as angelic guardians of air, earth, fire, and water. These 4 entities create a feeling of stillness and motion. They serve as anchors around the spinning wheel. In this archetype video, I wanted to explore these fixed signs as directional forces. That's because life causes us to pivot and change directions as we live it and experience it. In the East, it's the place of emergence and new beginnings. Then to the south is fire. We have manifestation, expression, action. And then to the west, we have water. We have release, emotion, and surrender. Then we have air to the north, where we gain perspective, vision, and expanding awareness. Then we have the letters in the wheel itself, T-O-R-A. It harkens back to the High Priestess, where you see T-O-R-A on the scroll that she held. But these letters can be rearranged. They can spell R-O-T-A, rota, wheel in Latin. The wheel shows cycles within cycles, reflecting the cyclical aspects of life, where we return to similar patterns and ideas and lessons. It's not that we didn't learn the lessons before, but we return to deepen our understanding, to relive what we've learned so that we gain nuance, a deeper knowledge, a better understanding of the world around us. If the Wheel of Fortune appears in a reading, it usually means that life has definitely picked up pace. You can't control it. All you can do is witness it and remember the lessons of the journey, especially as integrated from the Hermit. Now is the time to apply what you know. You become the axis in the center of the wheel. This is where you cultivate a sense of calm and maintain it as you go. It's important practice. It's one good reason to cultivate a practice of meditation too, because then you can really learn how to cultivate that stillness when life is happening all around you. It allows you to maintain calm. You can really think about what's happening and make decisions, wiser decisions on how to act. It allows you to think about where you might go next. This pivotal moment might be the unfolding of something larger in your life. It's usually a signal that things are about to get better. Things will work out in your favor. The trick is, you want to remain open to what comes your way. If you can do this, suddenly the impossible seems like it's very possible. Things that you were struggling with suddenly can click into place. Opportunities that you didn't see coming suddenly appear on the horizon. Synchronicities can now happen because you remained open to the possibility. The stillness that you cultivate serves as a way to anchor you, give you insight, and allow you to move into the next segment of your journey with a little bit more intuition and a little bit more knowledge. And in this way, you can understand your role in the universe a little bit more clearly. There is a lesson here too, in that you understand that you can't control fate, but you can detach from the result. You can detach from that which you cannot control. It's a good time to petition your angels and guides if that is something that resonates with you. If not, or And you can look to your higher self for guidance and wisdom on the journey to help you understand that you're exactly where you need to be, because it's going to get you where you need to go. The wheel teaches that what is meant for you will find you. Trust the process, even if it gets intense. When you get to the other side, you'll experience more harmony, more cohesion, more alignment than where you are today. One powerful way to understand the tarot is to apply it to real moments in your life. If you've been following along on this journey, then you'll know that as I work on each archetype, they actually show up in my life in the most profound ways. The Wheel of Fortune is no exception, and this card can be a wild ride. Once I finished the Hermit archetype, I hadn't even started working on the script yet for the Wheel of Fortune, and life really started to pick up, and it picked up fast. In the strength video, I started to talk about working with my parents, and my mom has dementia. There was a lot of forward momentum and action that had to be taken so that I could look out for her safety. In keeping her safe, I actually had to petition for a guardian on her behalf. So many things were happening that were not in my control, and I was genuinely worried about her. I'm also worried about my dad, and both of them are in their upper 80s. Just a few weeks ago, the hearing happened for my mom, who got a guardian and a conservator to manage her affairs and her estate. That's when things really took an unexpected turn. The whole idea was to keep my mom home. We never wanted her to go off into any kind of nursing home. We hoped that she wouldn't have to go to memory care. Unfortunately, things happened, including my mom physically threatening those around her, including her guardian. It doesn't go over well when it comes to the court system and your ability to maintain safety for those around you. Her guardian orchestrated a trip for her to go to the hospital to be evaluated, and from there they determined that indeed she needed to go to memory care. That very same day, I found out that my dad has a terminal prognosis for cancer. In the span of 5 days, we had the hearing, my mom had to go to memory care, and my dad received a terminal cancer prognosis. Meanwhile, I was thrust into making arrangements for my special needs brother, who is still dependent on my parents. And of course, you mix on the goings-on of the world and the uncertainty of living in 2026, and life was definitely spinning in circles. A few days after this news, my cat Emma, whom I'm deeply bonded with, developed life-threatening cystitis. We had to take her to the emergency room twice. Now she is better. She got the medication she needs, and it was all very scary. I know the heaviness around my family likely affected my girl. It was a clear sign to get back to center. Signs were everywhere to meditate, to ground, to stay calm. I knew I had to call in my angels and guides for help. I needed to sleep. I needed to get out in nature. I needed to be present as much as possible. Upon engaging in all those practices, it was possible to feel expansive again and not contractive. It's definitely easy to slip into survival mode when lots of things are happening around you. And when you can ground, meditate, give yourself space, practice some self-care, it can really help you to expand your world again and allow the other practices to come online that are just as nourishing. One other thing happened. I arrived at surrender. of just understanding that much of this was out of my control. There was an element of learning to accept, truly accept what was happening. That doesn't mean that I just take it laying down. It means looking at the situation, all the things happening around me, and understanding, okay, this is happening. It is reality. Can I accept reality? Yes. Yes, I can. Now what do I do about it? Can I do something about it? Those are the questions. I didn't publish for a few weeks, and it allowed me to really get through this process, figure out what was happening, gain wisdom, and then move forward. No, it wasn't easy. No, arriving at surrender is not always easy either. But it allowed me to process the grief that I was feeling, to integrate the lessons, to manage my stress levels. These weren't frivolous moments of self-care. They were moments that anchored me, that grounded me, that allowed me to tether. I was utterly reminded of what I could control next. I could control my emotions. I could control my reaction. And through it all, over and over, the call was to return to center. I could breathe. I could practice energy healing on myself and on my cat. I could breathe some more. I could sleep where I could. I could draw. I could write. I could integrate. The Wheel of Fortune generally heralds a period of better luck after the spinning subsides. And then it'll slow down. It'll pick up and then it'll slow down. And we revisit these lessons, as I mentioned earlier, a little wiser, a little more intuitive, a little more understanding of what's happening around us. The Wheel of Fortune connects with the following two major chakras, the crown chakra and the root chakra. The crown chakra comes into play because there's an element of trust. Trust in the process, trust in the universe that things will work out, that things will go as they need to go. But it's also a root chakra card because of the anchoring piece, where you stay grounded and connected to your center. I mentioned those 4 pillars before as well, the 4 guardian angels on the Wheel of Fortune card. Those are the anchoring pieces as the wheel spins. And you need that anchoring piece in order to maintain that connection with the universe. There's also a main chakra that the Wheel of Fortune connects to. Now, I'm not talking about the 7 major chakras, but one of the main chakras. This one is considered the 8th chakra. It's called the soul star. Here, our soul reaches beyond the crown chakra and connects to the universe, our purpose as to why we're here. As we evolve to ever higher versions of ourselves, it asks us to remain connected to our earthly body and connected to the earth. In this way, you have the soul star, the crown chakra, and the root chakra that all get represented in this card. Balancing that soul star chakra allows us to surrender to life and go with the flow a little bit more easily. Even as we have air and earth represented in this card, we also have water and fire, which those involve the solar plexus for fire and the sacral chakra for water. They are represented not as much, but it's really so fun to see how everything is just so cyclical here.
East where the sun rises, open my eyes with the song of the wood thrush, the green shades of spring. Mind sharp as blaze, youthful frolic
The Wheel of Fortune is complete. It represents a pivotal transformation in our lives. It can then lead to better outcomes than we even could envision before. It's funny, we move in that direction and we leave this current wheel behind. But we'll come to another wheel, and we'll be in the center of that one too. And when we do, we'll be a little bit wiser as to how to maintain that grounded connection and approach the new situation with more insight and clarity. This wheel is ephemeral. It's only meant to last a little while. It's only meant to last as long as we're witnessing it, so that we can go on to the next wheel and witness that one, to surrender to a new reality and to a new fate. To support your tarot journey, I have created a tarot cheat sheet. It has key meanings for every card, and you are welcome to download that for free on my website. The link is below. And if you're standing at a threshold in your own life, a one-on-one tarot reading with me can offer clarity. You can find that link below in the description as well. Tell me in the comments, when has the Wheel of Fortune shown up for you? At the still point of the turning world, there the dance is. T.S. Eliot.
And sisters about, breathing in, breathing out. North of the night, grant us clear winter sight to face our shadows growing old, the bear and the crystal ball. Turtle, fox, wolf, muskrat, mountain lion, bobcat, earth, knowing truth, breathing out, breathing in. Wise old owl, Merlin, Hecate, the old crone, earth, knowing truth, breathing out, breathing in. Spirit within, we are present again. True being in presence, breathing in, breathing out. We walk the path of circle, we're one in the circle, encompassing the circle. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing